Hey guys, welcome to today's class. Today we're going to continue with unit number 10. Here we're going to start with a reading and vocabulary exercise, alright? So the first exercise says, look at the title of the magazine article and the pictures on page 107. Discuss possible answers to these questions. Okay, so first we have to take a look to the title of the magazine article and to the pictures. You're not gonna read yet, and you're gonna discuss these questions with your classmates. Okay, what do you think card coder means? What do you think the article will be about? So call your classmates, do it, and when you finish, we'll continue. Alright, now we are going to read the first paragraph of Cutting the Cord and you're gonna check your answers, okay? And when you have checked your answers, you're gonna read the rest of the article and you're gonna match the three people being interviewed with their opinions, alright? So here is the article. First, read the first paragraph so that you can check your ideas and then read the complete article, alright? So take your time, do it. If you finish, now let's complete this exercise. What is the opinion of Ramesh? Very good. He is optimistic about future opportunities despite popular opinion. What is the opinion of Corinne? Yes, she is focused on one area where advertisements are very valuable. And finally, well, it's obvious that Bailey's opinion is that she's interested in the evolution of online advertising. Very good, guys. Now, you're going to read the text again, and in your notebook, you're going to answer to these questions, all right? So take your time to do it. Read as many times as you need to, and when you finish, we will continue. All right, if you're done, we're going to move on to the exercise number 3. It says, look at the words and phrases highlighted in the article. Discuss their possible meaning with your partner, then complete the glossary at the bottom of the article. All right, so in the lecture, as you saw, we have some words that are highlighted, for example, decline. So you're going to look for these definitions and you're going to try to guess which is the best definition for this word. For example, which would be the best definition for decline? Very good. Letter E. A reduction in the amount or quality of something. Okay, like this, please complete the glossary, and when you finish, we will continue. Very good. Now, guys, we're gonna move on to the next topic, that is a grammar topic. This grammar topic is called relative clauses. So before doing the exercises, we're gonna explain what relative clauses are. Guys, this is a topic that we already saw on course 3. So you're supposed to already know what this is, but let's take a look at it. So here it says, we use relative clauses to give additional information about something previously mentioned. All right, for example, if I say, I study at a big school, which is near my house. So I'm giving this information about my school. And this is the relative clause, okay? All of this is the relative clause. This will be the main clause and this the relative clause. And over here we have a relative pronoun, okay? Relative pronoun, remember, that can be which or that for objects and who for people, okay? Now another example could be, this is the man who helped me the other day. All right, so here we have the relative clause. All of this is the relative clause. This is the main clause and this is the relative clause. And who will be the relative pronoun. Like we're talking about people, about someone, a man, we're gonna write who. All right. Then something very important is that we have defining and non-defining relative clauses. What are these? Well, when we have a defining relative clause, it's because they give us essential information about someone or something. And when we have non-defining, is when they give us extra information about someone or something. For example, This sentence, I study at the big school which is near my house. This information, would you say that is essential or that is extra? It is extra. That is why it's non-defining. And this, but in this example, the man who helped me the other day, it's defining because it is essential information. Because if I just say this is the man, well, we don't know what we're talking about. We need this to complement the sentence. But if I say I study at a big school, just like that, it is correct. But I'm giving extra information. All right. So when it is non-defining, it's because it is extra, and when it's defining, it's because the information given in a relative clause is essential. Very good. And that's all the explanation you need for this topic, guys. If there's no questions, let's continue with the exercise number 1. It says, look at the sentences that begin on lines 5, 20, and 36 in the article on page 107. You're going to underline the relative clauses in each sentence, and then you're going to choose the description that best defines the function of each relative clause, okay? This description. So first, let's take a look to the sentences in these lines. We have here that in the line number 5, we have this sentence. It says, in fact, there is even a name for the current generation who have given up on cable TV, cord cutters, people who have stopped paying for cable and just watch everything online. So which would you say that is the relative clause in this sentence? Very good. Who have given up on cable TV? So here we have the relative pronoun and this is the relative clause. Well done. Now, in the line number 20, we have this sentence and it says, although it's difficult to measure, we believe that actually more people might be watching TV these days than ever before, which is encouraging. They're just visiting our online platforms instead of turning on the TV. Which will be the relative clause? Yes, which is encouraging. All right? And then in the next line, we have this sentence that says, even a few years ago, you could rely on big network shows, which aired every week, to have huge viewing numbers all year round. Which is the relative clause? Excellent, which aired every week. Well done. So now what we're gonna do is that we have here the relative clauses underlined. You're gonna choose the type of description that best describes this relative clause. For example, who have given up on cable TV, would you say that is defining or non-defining? It is defining, so it is type number 2. Very good. Then, which is encouraging? Well, we know that it's non-defining. But do you think that it comments on the whole of the main class or it gives extra information about something in the main class? What is encouraging? This or all this? All this. So we're commenting on the whole. That's why it is type number 1. The opposite will be here. It says which aired every week. We're talking about the big network shows. We're not commenting about all of this. We're just saying this. That's why it's giving extra information about something in the main class. So that's why it is type number 3. Now, they ask us, what punctuation is used to show that a relative clause is non-defining? Take a look to the relative clause that are non-defining. What punctuation mark do you see that is used? Very good, the commas. As you can see, when it is a non-defining relative clause, we use commas. But when it is defining, we don't use them. Okay? Very good, guys. If there's any question, guys, please feel free to send me a message and I can help you. All right? Now, continuing with the next exercise, we have work with your partner. Look at the sentences pairs A to H and decide which is the most suitable follow-up, 1 or 2 for each sentence. For example, she offered me some candy that was very strange. Which will be the follow-up sentence? They were red and blue, or she knows I don't eat sugar. She says, that was very strange. Are we talking about the candy or about that the fact that she offered me some candy. Yes, we're talking about the candy. The candy was very strange because they were red and blue. In this case, she says, which was very strange. She knows that I don't eat sugar. This is very strange, the complete situation, not the candy. All right, so complete the rest of the sentences, and when you finish, I'm gonna give you the answers. All right, so here are the answers. Excellent. Now, in the exercise number 3, it says, look again at the main sentences in exercise 2 and the type of relative clauses in exercise 1. Answer the questions. Remember, guys, we have 3 types of relative clauses. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna check the 3 types of relative clauses that we saw at the beginning of the topic, and you're gonna decide if this is 1, 2, or 3. Also with the letter B, C, D, E, with all of the sentences. What type of relative clause are they using? 1, 2, or 3. Then when you finish, in the letter B says, which relative pronoun, who, which, and that cannot be used with non-defining relative clauses. Very good. We don't use that. Remember, guys, when you say non-defining, for example, she offered me some candy, which was very strange. We must use which. We cannot use that. Or like this. She bought me an expensive tie, which I didn't like. We cannot say that I didn't like because it's non-defining. So when you say non-defining relative clauses, you're gonna use which. Alright? Then, which relative pronoun is always used to introduce a comment on the whole main clause? Which, very good. So when you're gonna comment on the whole main clause, like here, she offered me some candy, which was very strange. This situation was very strange. That's why we're using which. Alright guys, this is gonna be it for today's class. I hope that you understood everything. If you didn't, please send me a message so that I can help you. Don't forget to do your workbook and see you next class, alright? Take care and goodbye.